everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox, and this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Book club.
Book club.
Oh my God.
You faded out because you covered. You're like, oh.
Okay, Ace Ventura.
You're welcome. These sound techniques that we have here at Literature on the Rocks.
We're professionals.
Before we started recording, we were talking about if we wanted to get up
Boobs.
from our seat.
Boobs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It
Well, that
turned
too.
into boobs,
Yeah.
but if we wanted to get up from our seat to put on lipstick, and I was like, no, it feels like I'd have to take my seatbelt off and get out. No, I don't want to move. I'm already in spot. So then it went to, it's like when you are at home and you take your bra off for the day and then you have to go do something.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is, I'll just throw a hoodie on and go if I can.
Don't ever take my bra off. I shower with it.
Wow, learned so much today.
That explains why you don't lotion your tots as frequently.
I don't shower with it, but that's the only time I take it off. Like, I'll sleep with it on. Not every night.
Seriously?
Yeah, not every night, but I don't often
Is
take
it
it off.
you don't like them, out free willy nilly?
I don't. It tickles my belly button. No. Yeah, I feel like they do. I know that the ones I get are pretty comfortable, but
Yeah.
I understand like people are like, oh, it just feels so good to take it off. Maybe that's how I feel when I take off my bathing suit after you go
yeah,
and you're like
all
that.
wet and
Yeah, ugh, take that off. So I get that feeling, but I feel supported with them on. And I'm like, I feel like when I take them off, I'm like, oh, now my back is hurting more. I feel like, I don't know.
interesting.
I don't like the feeling of my
The
shirt rubbing
loosey-goosey?
either. Yeah. I'm like,
Sexual tension.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
But I do sleep with it off most nights, but if it's on, it doesn't bug me to sleep with it on either.
You couldn't pay me to sleep in a bra.
I
Actually,
don't know
I'll
if I could
refrain
even
that.
pay
It
you.
would have to be a heavy amount of money. But
I feel like I don't know your bra habits, but I feel like I know them well enough to know that if I were like, I'll give you 50 cents to go braless today, you'd be like, done, I'm already done.
you don't have to pay me, baby girl.
Yeah.
You're lucky I got one on right now.
Yeah.
I feel like vacation, Rachel,
Never.
very rarely wears a bra unless we're going somewhere fancy.
Even
Vacation, Rachel. Interesting.
I feel like even then, if it's something that potentially you don't need to wear, or like, oh, I have to wear strapless, you're going braless, not strapless.
I have strapless on right now.
You do?
I do.
Is it because, would you have preferred to not wear a bra today? Or is it because
No,
of
because I'm wearing a crop and they will dip out the bottom. My shirt will rise and the teats will pop out. So I feel like
I think that's all the rage right now, though. Honestly, a little bit of
for
underboob.
my modesty, I wore a bra today.
I definitely hate a strapless bra. If
Oh
I
my God,
can't,
yes. If I can avoid a strapless bra,
I will at all costs.
I will wear the straps out
Yeah.
if it matches my outfit.
Yeah.
Because
tube
hell
top.
no.
What color bra do I have that matches this tube
Yes,
top?
to make it look like this tube top has straps.
Yeah.
Because
Do they even call them tube tops anymore?
what do they call them?
I don't know. I just felt like that felt like I've never seen.
I don't know.
Tees. But I do feel like that feels like an old term.
Oh, maybe.
I'm showing my age.
I
don't
Do
think
those young bucks wear tube tops?
they have to because the 90s is back.
Hold on, I'd have to read these because Google AI is naming some nasty strapless crop top, off the shoulder bandeau, or sleeveless tube bodice.
Sleeveless tube bodice.
What the heck?
Oh my God, that's such a cute sleeveless tube bodice you
Oh
have
my
on.
God, have you seen my new sleeveless tube bodice? The fuck?
Actually, what I still do these days is wear my nursing
Yeah.
bra.
Nursing bra, yeah. I was
And
going to
it's
say
like-
training bra, but that's not it. That wasn't.
You haven't
training
needed a
bra.
training bra in decades.
I still have mine, actually.
What do you wear
still
them?
fits.
I wear them as a nipple cover.
Oh my God.
I do have, like, when I was breastfeeding, I had these tank
That
tops
had the-
that had the, and they were more fitting to try and keep things together. Those I will wear to bed. Those are the most comfortable because
Yeah.
they offer a little support, but not so much that like wires or anything like that.
Yeah, and if it's hot, like now we're in the summer months and it's balls dripping wet outside,
Ew. Gross. I don't like
I
balls
won't
dripping.
throw on a hoodie. You get
Well,
what you
that's
get.
what I was going to say. It depends on the time of the year. Like, if I have to do it in the summertime, I'll just put a sports bra on. I won't put my actual bra back on.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah.
put anything on.
Because I could
go and
actually
nips
probably
out.
live in my sports
out.
bras.
I just want to say, I know we probably got a lot of men listening when we started talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl, but if there was ever a time to say that women were our core audience, this is right now, because we're talking a lot of boobies.
We talk a lot of movies.
Hey, guys like boobs too.
Yeah, that's
I mean, they like them, but they're not like, yeah, I have well, maybe some are like, ugh, finding a good sports bra is hard. I agree. All right, should we get into this book club?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. And if you are joining us for the first time, we do these book clubs. We have 4 of the same questions every single book club we do. And then the last 3 or 4 sometimes. This time it's 3. We make them specific to the book. Our first question is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading The Most Fun We Ever Had? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? I wrote, it sounded like a cute book, but it was another book I didn't know much about going into it. I loved the style that it was written in. It felt poetic, it felt romantic, but without much of a real true plot. It ended up falling a little flat for me. Claire Lombardo wrote the people very well. She has a beautiful writing style, but the lack of setup, climax, and resolution left me feeling uncertain about my feelings towards the book. Ultimately, the book didn't necessarily let down my expectations since I didn't really have any, but I did discover it wasn't my jam. Speaking of, what were our ratings?
Oh.
We got to do our ratings from last week.
You are so right. Last week, we all rated The Most Fun We Ever Had 2.
Okay.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, everybody rated it a 2.
A straight 2, huh? All right.
Straight doses. This was my pick, and I was looking to add some contemporary fiction to our TBR, and I think this book was beautifully written. I thought the book spanned a lot of hard topics while weaving in a love story. It did meet my expectations. I think I like this genre, and I don't think you two do.
What is this genre?
Contemporary fiction. It's not a hard,
But we've read...
start, middle, finish, which I guess this it kind of picks up in the middle of everyone's life. It's more about like a story about lives rather than like a hard, like a thriller or something where there's like
a distinct
we have
rising
read-
action, climax, falling action.
Yeah, I definitely think that I'm not a big... It needs a little bit of a plot. I think what this one did, what made this one not something I loved, was how long it was. Because the writing style was really beautiful. The characters I enjoyed learning about, but I felt like so much of it dragged on and like nothing was really riveting enough for me to be that engaged for that long.
Yeah, there was a
Right?
lot of detail that like maybe didn't need to be there, I feel like. Like I got the gist of most of the concepts and the people and whatever, and then I feel like maybe they could have taken out 100 pages.
I feel like though it was written that way, it's like almost like a classical book where there's like lots of alliteration and symbolism and things that are woven through the story.
Yeah, I could see
But
that.
I feel like we've also read some contemporary books that I enjoyed. I'm trying to think of them now. I mean, I guess some of
I
them I'm
guess like
thinking
The
of are-
Wedding People was
Oh, yeah,
a
I really liked that one.
that was a good book.
but that one
was
felt like
we
it
can
had a
look at.
plot.
that one
That's what I mean.
That one it was about a specific section of time, and it ended. I feel like this one is more of
This is like this is
their
us
life.
of books.
yes.
Because, yeah, I don't think contemporary fiction is all just, there's no story. It's just the life
I
of
think
these
there was
people.
a story.
What was the story about?
It was about the family.
The
Yeah,
life,
what about the
their
family,
life.
though? Like just to, I feel like if it's just like we just got to know characters and then the end.
Okay,
right?
if I had
But
to
I think
say
there was
this is-
other stuff going on.
It was about the adopted child that came into their life and kind of upturned everything. But in the process, you learned a little bit about how they got there and why the emotions of this whole thing is so catastrophic, right? Like, where are all these high emotions coming from? So you learn the backstory, but then the forward motion is now we have this child that we have to navigate. That's if I had to like really pick like a plot, that would probably be it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, I think that's a part of the story, right? Because Grace, I don't think, is affected by it at all until he shows up at the very end at her place. So, like, her story doesn't have anything to do with Jonah. I think if someone were like, what's that book about? I'm like, well, it's about this boy who shows up in this family's life from their past and how they deal with it. I don't think that's how I would describe what the book is about. I think, bottom line, it's about a family and their life. There's things that happen and stories that you hear about, but it's not like this is the story. It's just very general, which similar to that's what friends are for, right? Like, it wasn't like there's one story that this book is about. It's about all these different pieces of this person's life. And I do think when I'm reading a book, if I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's a page turner, it's gotta have something to keep me going, right? Like, what is the story that I'm reading? Otherwise, I'm just listening to what's going on with the Kardashians, right? Like,
I think that's the difference with this book. It is just written to be a story. It's not written to have a climactic part to it, which I guess David having a heart attack kind of was, but it's more of a story.
I truly do think it was written beautifully. The characters were really good. It was just too long to have me stay interested in it the whole time.
Yeah, because it was like
the same
20
way I feel
hours
about
long.
like, yeah, exactly. The same way I feel about like watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, or even I love Love Island, but there are still episodes where I'm like, ugh, I don't care about this anymore. Like, this is not interesting me.
Okay, so, well, and it's, I said, I don't really remember what my initial thoughts were when I started reading this book. If I remember correctly, it started off slow because for some reason I could not remember how I felt reading this book at all. And maybe it's because I didn't feel anything.
I felt very confused. There were so many people.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, who is who?
You had a study guide.
Yes.
So it started off slow and it took a minute for it to really get going. There were just a lot of everyday situations that felt real. It wasn't overly dramatic. It just felt like life. So overall, I thought it was a decent read, which makes sense because I rated it a 2, and not a bad experience by any means, but probably not that one that's going to stick with me for years to come. It's not going to be that book that I'm going to go, oh, you know, the book you need to read is... And I remember talking to Rachel about it going, what the hell is the title of this book? Because I could not get it.
I was
still
like, mess it up.
The most fun what?
It is a very long title.
Yes.
And I keep wanting to call it The Best Time We Ever Had. And it's not that, you guys.
Yeah.
Unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? So buckle up because
Oh,
I have
man.
a big one.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
As a former foster parent, I can say there are some glaringly large plot holes when it comes to Jonah and how he was able to seamlessly return to his bio family. Where the fuck are the social workers, the home checks, which they do happen to do even if you're going to live with your bio family? They happen. Violet would have had to lose her parental rights for Jonah to have been initially adopted. She doesn't magically get them back. So anyways, -1 point for lack of accuracy.
And they really just like pass him off wherever they feel like they want to pass him
That's
off
actually
to.
really
that
great points.
absolutely cannot happen.
Yeah.
And then
And
there's
then
no...
he gets arrested twice and nobody comes and like...
There would have been social workers that got contacted because as soon as he got arrested, it would have shown he was a ward of the state.
And
so it just,
Nobody came to check in on him.
it was unfathomable to me that was his life.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I never even thought about it because all I said was, no, I feel like everything was tied up pretty well. Though, and I know I've said this before in a previous book club, but the more we talk about it, the more I just take the book for what it is. I'm just that reader. I don't finish the book looking for meaning or wondering what happened after the last page for the most part. I take what the author gave me, enjoy the story they wanted me to tell or they wanted to tell, and then decide whether I like it.
Okay, mine is short, and I think I was a little bit bitter when I was writing this. I feel like I need to, once I read it, I'll read what I wrote, but I do feel like I need to adjust a little. But I said, well, we know how I feel about the plot points. But I enjoyed the characters. Well, actually, enjoyed might not be the right word because some of the characters bothered me too.
Yeah.
Actually, when I think back now, being a couple weeks out from finishing the book, I don't know what I liked about any of the characters. I did struggle to remember. I think that truly the fact that there were so many characters, it was really long. It wasn't like really taking my attention. I think I struggled to even remember what the book is about in general. And so, yeah, there's a lot of unresolved questions, but not because the book didn't address them. I just don't know what it was about or how to even answer it.
I feel the way you feel about all the characters is how I felt about the mothers. I started that book like 3 times because there were so many characters in the beginning and they all had so many like very specific roles in the book that I was like, shit, who is that? What happened? Damn it, I got to start it over because now I don't know
Who kicked their baby on the bus?
Yes, and why are they upset? And she's mad at who? Gosh, dang, you know. So I can see you feeling because there were so many people in this book.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like because they were all sisters, some of them were similar. Like the only one I knew for sure right out the gate was Grace because she was so much younger and her life was very different. Whereas everyone else was kind of being yes, they were experiencing different things. And Wendy. Wendy, that was her
The
name, right?
oldest.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Like Wendy and Grace, I could identify.
Yes.
Liza and Violet, I think once I started learning what they were going through,
Yeah.
I started to kind of recognize it, but especially at the beginning when it was just like 4 sisters, youngest, oldest, and the 2 middles. I'm like, which one was which? Which one? Wait, was the oldest one getting married young? Right? It was
yeah.
confusing to me. So that was my unresolved questions.
Alternate ending. If you can change one thing about the ending of the most fun we ever had, what would it be and why? It just said, I don't think I would change the ending. It was simple, a family spending time together. But that's exactly why I think it resonated with me. This is the only part that I feel like I actually had emotion, was like, oh, I'm feeling it now. Which was what was the image of like Marilyn and David sitting back and reflecting on the life that they built while their family sort of laughed and enjoyed each other's company in the background. It wasn't perfect. The tensions were still there and not every problem had magically disappeared. But for that moment, everyone chose to be together. There was something kind of really beautiful about that, no matter what has really happened in their lives, right? And so I really thought about it and reflected, and it's kind of what I hope my life looks like in 40 years. You know, a house full of laughter while my husband and I sit back soaking in the fruits of decades of hard work, sacrifice, and love. I don't expect life or family to be perfect, but if we can all keep choosing each other through every season, I'd consider that a pretty successful life. So that was the part that kind of really stuck with me.
I must have answered this one on the same day as the unresolved.
Okay, got it.
You're still angry.
Without there being a strong plot, I don't know that there's much to change. Okay, we get it, Sonny. God. No, but I think maybe 10 years later, maybe the dad now passed away, and how is everyone coping? Or maybe the alternate ending is that he did pass away after his heart attack, and how does everyone deal with it? He almost seems like the glue that holds them all together. So exploring what the family dynamic looks like without him might have added some interest. Don't get me wrong. I think I would have sobbed uncontrollably if he had actually died, but it would make for, well, I guess just a sad book.
I had a hard time choosing a different ending. I think this book wrapped up all the different parts of the story, and I like that the family finally all came together and were enjoying each other's company in that last moment.
And I even liked that random boy Ben was there with Grace.
Oh, yeah, that he showed up and was like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
And even the fuck face with the saddies, he came back.
The saddies.
Depression. She called depression saddies.
I was like, what the hell is saddies?
Depression.
Oh my gosh. Adaptation dreams. If the most fun we ever had were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles? I just did the 4 sisters, Wendy, Violet, Liza, and Grace.
I also did Mom and Dad.
I did all of them.
Wait, hold on. Like
Marilyn, David, Wendy, Violet, Liza, Grace, and Jonah.
I also casted them older. I wasn't casting anyone as children. And
correct. I did the
Oh
same.
yeah, did the older and CGI them to kids.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for Wendy, I did Catherine Hahn.
Okay.
Oh, no, I did not picture her as Wendy. I did Kate Hudson.
Wendy, I did Rose Byrne.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. But I thought they said all of the sisters except for Grace had lighter colored hair.
Oh, I did them all.
Oh, I guess
Because-
she dyed her hair.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Because he's like makes it a point to say when Grace was born, she
You could
had
dye her
dark
hair.
hair. Like
can dye
me.
it.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, dyed hair.
My least favorite is Catherine for Wendy.
Okay, and my least favorite is Hudson.
Okay.
So, I think Rose Byrne. Is
Rose
the winner.
Byrne.
Okay, Violet. I did Carrie Coon.
Okay.
Okay. I picked
Okay.
Michelle Williams. I think it has a very similar vibe to her.
I did Rachel McAdams.
Ah.
I know her. She looks too nice.
Yeah,
And
Violet's a
Violet's
real
not.
angry, sour bitch.
I do like Rachel McAdams.
What's her
though.
face in? God dang it! What's the movie?
I know, she's Mean Girl.
She's Mean Girl.
Yeah, but she's like fake mean girl, whereas Violet is true bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I think I like Michelle Williams.
Okay, for Liza, I picked Kristen Milioti.
I do not know this person.
I did Elizabeth Olsen.
Me too.
Oh.
I did Elizabeth Olsen for Liza.
Well, there you go.
Winner.
Chicken dinner.
Okay, for Grace, I did Lily Reinhart.
I did Rachel Zegler.
Mm-hmm. Daisy Edgar Jones.
The only thing about Rachel Zegler is she looks a different nationality from all of the others.
Mm,
I could see that.
yeah. All right. I think I'm going to go Daisy Edgar Jones. Okay. So for Maryland, I did Julianne Moore.
I was going between Laura Linney and Julianne Moore. So I would say let's just do Julianne because I was on the fence about her.
What do you pick?
But what are your thoughts between
I
the
don't
two?
care. I didn't pick anyone.
No, I know.
No,
so you
but-
get to decide.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Julianne Moore.
Okay. Okay.
And David?
I did Kyle Chandler.
Oh, I almost picked Kyle Chandler.
I did Christian Bale.
I'll pick Kyle Chandler.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Jonah?
Jonah is Kit Connor. Mind you, got to dice
Why
her
is he so buff?
Yeah, he's like the buffest man I've ever seen in my life.
down for a minute.
to love me.
Yeah.
Why won't
you
accept me, Violet? That would explain why she was scared when her younger boys started yelling. They were scared he fucking Hulk smashed them into the floor.
The beauty of this casting is that this is him.
That's funny. All right.
Okay.
So
Kit
our
Connor.
ice drop is Wendy is Rose Byrne, Violet is Michelle Williams, Liza is Elizabeth Olsen, Grace is Daisy Edgar Jones, Marilyn is Julianne Moore, David is Kyle Chandler, and Jonah is Kit Connor.
Okay, the familiar sister. The Sorenson sisters are all navigating life in different ways through ambition, relationships, motherhood, anxiety, and figuring out who they are. Which sister felt the most familiar to you, and what do you see in her that reflected a part of yourself? I couldn't fully envision myself to be any of the sisters. I thought Violet was too self-centered. I think Grace was just too young and lost in the world. Liza was too not confident.
Okay.
And I think Wendy was a bit of an asshole, but I think Wendy might have been the closest. However, she was much bolder and more defiant at home than I could have ever been as a teenager. I do resonate with how she fought for the life that she wanted. And I do see how her tough exterior could have been viewed negatively by her family, but she was also so very sharp most of the time.
I agree with you in that, like, I had a hard time identifying with any of them. But then the more I sat and thought, I was like, okay, maybe I can find pieces, right? So I saw a little bit of all four sisters in myself. So I've had seasons of ambition, seasons of anxiety, season of plenty of moments where I was trying to figure out who I was. So I think the book did a great job capturing experiences and emotions that most people can relate to at some point in their lives. So right now, obviously, I'm in the early stages of motherhood, so I naturally connected with those parts of the story, but not because my experiences look like theirs, but because just becoming a parent changes you in ways you don't fully understand until you're living it. I've also been the sister who moved away and felt disconnected from everything happening back home. And I've been the one quietly dealing with things internally instead of talking about them. And looking back, there have been so many different versions of me over the years. Moving away, moving back, changing jobs, cutting my hair, starting over. What resonated most wasn't one specific sister. It was that none of what they went through felt completely foreign. I didn't always relate to their circumstances, but I understood the emotions behind them. So ultimately, all four sisters were measuring themselves against what they believed life was supposed to look like by using their parents as the compass. I don't think I've done that with my own parents, but I have looked back on different seasons of my life and used those experiences to shape the person I want to become. In that way, I connected with all of them.
Yeah. I think similar. I wrote, I think there were different pieces of each sister that I felt I could relate to. Wendy says in one part of the book, we're allowed to feel angry when we are deprived of things that other people take for granted. Wendy felt like an angry person to me, and while I can't relate to that piece of her, I can relate to going through something that makes you want to shut off the world. That line was probably my favorite line in the book and made me feel connected to Wendy. However, Lexi dealing with how to love someone going through depression was also something I could relate to. Or Violet feeling like she had to live up to being this perfect, put together person in the family. I think I can go through and find a piece of every character that I felt I could relate to, but not one of them as a whole.
Becoming your parents. As the sisters get older, they begin noticing pieces of their parents in themselves. What's one trait you've noticed yourself developing that reminds you of one of your parents? Is it something you're proud of or something you're actively trying to change? Said, I mean this with the utmost respect and love for all of my parents. And then in parentheses, I have a complicated, not complicated to me, but family dynamic. But I've worked really hard to become my own person and build a life that feels authentic to me. As I've gotten older, I don't know that I've noticed myself becoming more like my parents, and that's not a good or a bad thing. It's just that I've been intentionally creating my own path. That said, there are qualities I hope I've inherited from all of them: ambition, unconditional love, and grit. Becoming a parent has also opened my eyes in ways I never expected. Some things make more sense now, and some things I still question. Some things have actually helped me heal. More than anything, it's reminded me that my parents were figuring it out just like I am now. I can't blame them for being human, but I can choose what I want to carry forward and what I want to do differently as I raise my own daughter.
Yeah. I wrote, there are both good and bad parts of me that I definitely picked up from my parents. I'm stubborn, and I definitely got that from my dad. I'm sympathetic and can be pretty emotional, which I got from my mom. And those are obvious ones to me. But there are a lot of other not so obvious ones I seem to be finding more and more of as I get older. While I don't think any of them are bad things I'm trying to change necessarily, I do think I often try to put them in check. I don't think being stubborn is bad, but if I'm so stubborn that I don't want to hear anyone else's opinion ever, I'm doing myself a disservice. Or if I find that I'm worrying about others more than myself, I can start to become a bit codependent and need to actively check my feelings and understand what it is that I actually want for myself. Overall, I think I like myself most of the times. There are always things I'd like to work on or be better at, but I'm thankful for the characteristics my parents have given me, and even more thankful that I can understand them and tweak them to be better as I go on.
I think a big trait I've taken from my mom is taking the lead and doing what needs to be done. My mom is very strong, independent, and before my dad passed, she ran the household, worked a full-time job, and make sure all of us were taken care of, even though she had a partner at home. So I have taken that independent mindset, and as a young adult, I was very much independent. I don't need a man. That's nice that you're here, but great. I will say that since I've had 3 kids, I do rely heavily on my husband, and he's a great partner and really does help balance the household workload. So it's just a matter of me relenting to give him a piece of the workload instead of trying to shoulder it all.
Yeah. It's so funny because I did think a little bit about in this question, like the whole nature versus nurture thing, because I feel like I have so much of a like blend of all of it, right? Like I have my actual parents who, you know, gave my blood and my genes, but then I have a parent who is not blood, but also heavily influenced my life.
Right.
And so it's like this, when I think about this, I'm like, oh, I've got, I think, stuff from all of them. Even just the person that I've been around my whole life has influenced me as a person. So it was an interesting thought process that I had to go through.
Yeah, this one was, I think, one of my favorite ones to answer because it did make me pause and like self-reflect. And at first I was like, yeah, I got some shit from my parents. And then as I started thinking about like, actually, no, there's like parts of me that I really like. I'm not exactly like them, but I definitely have those qualities and I've learned how to maneuver them to be something that I enjoy about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last question is the role you never chose. Throughout the novel, each Sorenson sister falls into a family role that follows her well into adulthood, even when it no longer fits. If your family had to describe your role in 3 words, what would they say? And is that still who you are today? Like, it's funny, as I sit here and think about this, I think of some pretty negative words my family would put on me.
Jesus.
I had the same thought, I will say. I was like,
That was exactly that's like where I went, right?
Yeah.
Things like stubborn, know-it-all, perfectionist, go-getter, controlling, which might say more about me than I think that's how my family views me than it actually says about my family.
Yeah.
When I think about what my family sees, I do think they see me as someone who won't settle for anything less than perfection, and I demand it from others. It kind of makes me sad to think about it, though. So I decided to ask them instead. My brother said compassionate, driven, and loving. And my mom said happiness, loyal, and adventurous. Both way more positive than any word I actually came up with. So honestly, I think I am all of these things, and maybe my words are a little more harsh than what they think I actually am, but I think all of these are pieces of me, and it was very reassuring and felt good to hear what they actually thought, besides what my own thoughts were about what they thought about me. My dad doesn't text and would probably laugh at me for asking, so I didn't even try.
I used chat a little bit because I was coming up with some pretty gnarly things. So I came up with protective, reliable, and opinionated. Know-it-all did cross my mind. But I think this has changed in different ways over the years. I don't think I have the same relationship with my siblings as I did when I was younger. I still love my family. I have put more focus to build, protect, and foster the family that I've created. And I think we're all relearning how to be in each other's lives now as adults.
Yeah.
I thought about this question more than any of the others. I started writing it, deleted everything, walked away, and then came back to it because I genuinely struggled. And it wasn't necessarily because I was afraid of the words, but it was like I really could not put myself in their shoes to think about like how they thought of me. Part of what makes it difficult is that I have a really different family dynamic to consider. And my role probably looks different depending on which side of the family we're asking. So the more I thought about it, though, I realized I think my role is being a bridge. And I'll get into my 3 words in a second, but I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me. Growing up, that age gap felt huge, and we didn't have much in common. As adult, that gap has disappeared and we genuinely enjoy spending time together. At least I think he would agree to that. On the other end, I have much younger siblings who are in completely different stages of their lives, but I still trying to find ways to connect with them by asking about what's going on in their world. And then there are the siblings who are closer to my age, each with very different personalities, and our relationships are very different. So no matter who it is, I find myself trying to build connections instead of choosing sides. I don't enjoy conflict, especially within my family, and I genuinely like understanding people and finding common ground with them, which is probably why I ended up in a career in HR. If I had to describe my role in 3 words, I would probably say bridge, adaptable, and silly. I like being someone who can connect with everyone, even when we're all in different seasons of life. So now whether my siblings would agree with me, that way is probably a different conversation.
Yeah, right. Which, by the way, after he told me these nice 3 words, my brother also said, actually, as your brother, I would describe you as annoying,
Of course he would.
kind of a pussy, a big crybaby, my big sister, and overbearing from time to time.
You know what? I'm going to ask my younger siblings and we'll see
Yeah.
what they say. Okay, so I asked my younger siblings, my youngest brother. First, he said he had to lock in, but then he came up with ambitious, confident, and resilient, which I thought was really sweet. And then my youngest sister came in with funny, determined, and caring. Oh, look at these two. That's not what I thought. I was so just cry.
Okay, so now that we've fully discussed
I know.
this book, how are we feeling about our ratings?
I really think that her writing style, like then the poeticness of it, is what keeps me at a 2. But if she wasn't as good of a writer, it wouldn't be. It would go to a 1.
I kind of agree with that. Like, the writing was really good. And there were moments, like good moments of the story. So I can't say that it was a terrible book. It was a good book. So I'd keep it as a 2.
Okay,
Keeping it.
I'm going to keep a 2 as well because of the glaring plot holes.
Yeah, you almost sold me on a 1, honestly.
You know what? Those were valid points that I hadn't even considered. So it really did.
It was bugging me the whole time I was reading. I was like, where are the authorities?
Where are the authorities? All right, well, that's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We close the book on the Sorenson family and all of the love, resentment, forgiveness, and beautifully complicated moments that came with them. Next week, we're diving into Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. If you think communication is hard after this family, just wait. Make sure you're subscribed because we're here for you every Wednesday.
Yes, if this episode made you reflect on your own family, the traditions you've carried on, the ones you've left behind, or the life you're creating for the people you love, take a second to rate and review the podcast. It helps us keep having the kinds of conversations that remind us that life is beautiful.
If this book proved anything, it's that no family has it all figured out, and honestly, that's what makes them interesting. Thanks for joining us for the most fun we ever had. Follow @Lit on the Rocks Pod or visit literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your people drive you just crazy enough to give you a good story and your cocktails strong enough to deal with them. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye.